Welcome back to AMTV News. I'm your anchor, Topher Morrison. It's Tuesday, October 30th, 2012. Superstorm Sandy does NYC and the crickets. With Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York utilities alone reporting over 1 million without power each, the projected 10 million left in the dark is not far from being realized. Here is what Sandy did to New York City. A Con Ed power plant exploded near FDR on the 14th. It's the largest outage in the company's history. According to Con Ed, it will be a week before power is restored. Storm surges reached 13 feet, flooding mass transit and virtually every square inch of Manhattan. Cranes dangled perilously. New Jersey's oldest nuclear power plant at Oyster Creek declared alert following a power surge bringing back painful memories of Fukushima. The Frankenstorm's effects will undoubtedly play a role in the elections across the eastern seaboard, or perhaps it will make unlikely preppers out of millions of city crickets. There was one bright spot, however, and if you were anywhere near 200 West Street, you may have felt the warm glow of Goldman Sachs, as evidently while the world grew dark and crumbled around it, its self-generating wealth, internal secret underground fission reactor maintained by greenback-eating, night-trading automatons, fueled by the firstborn of every American middle-class family, diligently kept the world spinning. Or perhaps they were spinning something else, as Rev. Michelle Hopkins suggests.
Now I'm going to show you Hurricane Sandy, fast and furious. Do you see the coastline of North Carolina, South Carolina, all the chemtrails that are fast and furiously put there on the edge of Hurricane Sandy? Now come up here. Look at all of this infrasonic undulation you've got it going on up here, you've got it going up down here in North Carolina. All of the infrasonic undulation going on. And what does infrasonic undulation do? It pushes the storm. Look at the direction of the infrasonic undulation. It is pushing that storm east-northeast.
Obama accepting donations from bin Laden. That's right. If you thought dead people voting was outrageous, what about dead terrorists funding U.S. elections from Pakistan? Using a Pakistani IP address, staff from WorldNet Daily vetted the internal controls of the Obama campaign. Allegedly, while the conservative New York Post found Romney using tight donation controls, prohibiting illegal foreign deposits, the Forward campaign, on the other hand, allowed one Osama bin Laden, a deceased terror chief of 911 Jihad Way, Abbottabad, California, 91101, under the employ of Al-Qaeda, to donate $15. Once confirmed, an additional $5 was donated. If you're smart, you're probably drunk. In a longevity study of the connection between intelligence and inebriation, UK and US scientists examined children measured before the age of 16. They were categorized in 5 cognitive classes ranging from very dull, normal, bright, and very bright. The Americans were studied 7 years later, while the Brits were studied as far on as 40 years old. The findings? The more intelligent drank more frequently and in greater quantities, even after researchers controlled for marital status, parents' education, earnings, and childhood social class. For those of you very dullers out there in the audience, I want to stress that in no way does drinking make you smarter, although sometimes you may feel like it. Putin, the new Shah of oil. Remember when Obama said this last week?
Governor Romney, I'm glad that you recognize that al-Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago, when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia. Not al-Qaeda, you said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back, because the Cold War's been over for 20 years.
Bad jokes aside, he's dead wrong. Just a few days after Obama dismissed a resurgent Russian threat, Putin cemented his position as the world's largest oil producer, ousting even the almighty ExxonMobil. Putin's plan has been years in the making. In the blink of an eye, the once powerful and private Yukos Oil was bankrupted, its CEO jailed, and its oil fields, for all intents and purposes, nationalized under Rosneft, the Russian state-owned oil company. Putin has now set his sights on TNK-BP, a joint venture of British Petroleum and a group of Russian billionaires known as AAR. In two big bites, Rosneft will buy up TNK-BP while simultaneously marry into British Petroleum by providing them with an inside track to the Kremlin and the envious position of developing ungodly amounts of gas and oil under Mother Russia. In wholly unrelated news, on literally the same day Putin Oil was founded, an ExxonMobil chief was gunned down in front of his wife in Brussels. Capturing every corner of the alternative media, watch AMTV News Monday through Friday. And in 6 days on November 5th, look forward to the launch of AMTVmedia.com, home of the AMTV network. This is AMTV, the voice of independence.